Google recently launched a new AI tool which is called Stitch, and this is used to design interfaces for websites. So I've never really done website design, so I wanted to check this out and see how far I can go with it. So along with this, I'll be using another Google product. It's called AntiGravity, and this is a code editor. So somewhere you can write code, and this has a AI agent inbuilt within it. So I'm not going to write the code. I'll let the agent write the code for the website. So let me start and let's see how far I can go with this. So first thing is I will log into the Stitch app. So this is the home page. I'm going to give my website prompt here. So I'm going to create a website on toys. So in these two options, I'm going to select the web option because I'm trying to create a website. So this is my prompt that I've come up with. And here I can use a design system, which is basically the colors that I want for my website. So I'm going to go with candy as the design theme. And here we can choose the AI model. For this I'll probably use the Flash model because I'm doing everything on the free tier. So I think Pro is a model that might use my credits faster, so I'll go with Flash. So let's go ahead with this prompt. So it has created some designs, and on the left side the agent tells me I've created the first two design directions for your toy company website, and then it asks me how do these look to you. I'm ready to move on with the next three designs once you have had a chance to review this. So let's go ahead and review this. So I'm going to zoom in a bit, and I'm going to use the pan just to move this. Okay, so this is the design that it has used for the first theme, and this is the first design. So this is the home page, and I asked it to create 4 boxes to show 4 toys, and this seems to be correct. Then moving on to the second design and the theme, I think it has used this primary theme with blue and yellow as the primary colors. So this is the second theme's home page, and there are 4 featured toys and a bunch of information. So actually I like both of these home pages. Then I asked it to create a contact page. Let's see both of those. So this one is from the first theme, and it has my address and the email and the phone number, and then there's a send message. And then this is the second one, which is more professional, I would say, but it has this bunch of extra information here. So now this is also asking me how do these look to you. I'm ready to move on to the next 3 designs, so I will want it to create the next 3 designs. So I think I just give it here. So let me say I like the first 2, create the next 3 themes. Okay, I think it has finished with this. Let's see, I've completed all 5 design options for your toy company website. In addition to the first 2, you now have these 3 themes. You can review all of them on the canvas, which direction feels like the best fit for your brand. So let's zoom in a bit. Okay, so these are the 3 color themes that it used: Vibrant Explorer, Interactive Story, and Minimalist Fun. And this is the first one. I think this is the contact page. So this looks good. Let's see the home page for this. I think this one is called Toy Quest, so I think this one is the home page for this. So I like this home page actually. This kind of looks like a toy company's website, the kind that would attract kids to the website. I like the colors it has chosen. I like all the 3D effects with the black shadows and I especially like these four. uh, the display of the toys, it's quite colorful, and I think I'll probably use this. So this is the fourth one. So this is more of a minimalist homepage. I like this too, but not as much as this one. Let's check the last one out. So this one's called Dream Toys, and I like this too, but not as much as the other one. And this one was the interactive story. But I had a little bit colorful website in mind, so I just go with this. So this is it. Now the next step is getting the code for this. This Stitch tool is only to create the web design. It's not to create the whole website. So now to convert this into code, I'm going to go ahead and download Google's software called AntiGravity. So I'm running a Windows machine, so I'll be downloading this on Windows. Mine is Windows 11. Okay, so it has downloaded. This is 208 MB in size. So this is the setup screen. So I'm going to choose start fresh. I'm going to use this. So it recommends review driven development, so I'll just go ahead with this. So this is the AI editor on the right side, and here I can ask anything. So I will be interacting with this, with the AI and the editor from here. So now the first thing that we have to do is get the files from Stitch. So I'm just going to write, I want to connect using MCP. Okay, so it says some things here, but I have an idea of how to do this, so let's just go ahead with that. So first I'll go back to Stitch, and I'm going to go to the right side, and I'm going to click on Stitch settings. Here when you go in settings, you can create an API key. So I'm just going to create this, and from here you can copy this key, and don't share this key to anyone, because then they'll log into your account or they'll use your account. Some hackers can do it, and then you will have to bear the cost for it. So this is not shown fully, but don't share it with anybody. So copy this key, go back to your anti-gravity, and here you can go to anti-gravity user settings, go to customizations here, and here you will see add MCP server option. So let's search for Stitch here. So this is the option, and let's say add, and here it is asking for a Stitch API key. So I'm going to enter this, and I'm going to cut the recording because I don't want to show my key here, but I'm just going to paste it, and you can do the same too and click on install. So now you can see there is a green dot next to the Stitch MCP. So that means that my code editor, which is anti-gravity, is now connected to my Stitch account, so they can interact with each other. And now I'll tell the AI agent in this anti-gravity to get me files for the designs that I have created. So now the connection is made. This was just to make the connection. So now everything is set up. So now we'll start interacting with the AI. So first command I'll say is, what is my current project directory? So right now it says that this is my current project directory. So let me just go to that directory from this open folder. So this is .gemini, anti-gravity, and scratch. So this has opened a new window for that folder. I think the old window is gone. This is not an issue because we want it to be in this folder. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll open a new terminal. Now terminal is where you can run some commands, and I'm going to run a basic command just to create a new folder for our project so that all my code files are kept in that folder. So I'm going to call this folder toy quest. So I'm just going to write mkdir and space toy quest. So if you do ls, now you can see that there is a toy quest folder. Now I'm going to start interacting with my AI in the anti-gravity. So I'll ask it list my projects from Stitch. So now since the connection is made using MCP, it has given me a list of two projects. One is the Playful Toy Company and the other is a demo project I created yesterday for some testing. So now I want details from the toy company project. So I will say get me a list of screens from this project. So I'm going to paste the ID of the project. Okay, so it shows 10 screens because we had 5 themes and every theme had 2 screens. So I like the Vibrant Explorer theme, so I'm going to get the code files for that now. So right now in Stitch, because it's a design tool, the code doesn't exist, but I will ask the AI to get those designs and convert it into the code, and it will do this itself. So I'm going to give the prompt create me a professional next.js website. Now I'm not a web developer, but I read a little bit about web development, and I think next.js is a framework that is being used for web development, but I don't know too much about it, so I'm just going to let the AI do the job. I let it create what it creates. Let's see how this goes. So create me a professional next.js website, convert the code for these 2 screens. So I'm going to select the screens. And I'm also going to specify set up the code in the toy quest folder. Okay, so let's just give this simple prompt and let's see how it goes. Okay, so initially when we were setting up the anti-gravity editor, it asked us a option for review based. So that meant that every time it runs or tries to run commands like on your computer, because it's trying to set up code, this is going to be interactive, so you can either run it or reject it. So for now this command seems okay, so I'm just going to run this, and we'll keep looking at the toy quest folder on the left side menu just to see if the new files come here. So I'm just going to give run again for this. So this gave an error, but then the AI again is trying something else, and I know the difference. Like on Windows, the curl command doesn't work, the curl.exe command works. So I'm just going to give run here. So I'm going to give run again. So now it has started creating, and it has 2 files now under the toy quest folder, contact and home. And then I think this is to create the next.js application, so I'm just going to give next. So just give run again. Okay, so now it has started creating more files, as you can see on the left side. So we'll let the AI finish its job. Okay, so it has finished and now it says I've created an implementation plan to convert the ToyQuest home and contact screens into a professional Next.js website. It says you can review the detailed plan here and please let me know if you approve this plan or if you'd like any changes. So the plan file already got opened in the center screen. So let's just go through it. Convert two screens from ToyQuest project into a professional responsive Next.js. Okay. User review required. The website will use neo brutalism styled as per the sourced screen designs. I will implement these using vanilla CSS. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to dismiss this. So these are the proposed changes, and I'll just go ahead and review this. So on the top you'll find a review button here, and I'll say okay, go ahead. So I've submitted that. Now the agent has started working again, so let's see what it does. Okay, so the AI agent has I think created the website, and now it has opened the browser and it is checking some things. And so this was not opened by me, it is being done by the AI agent. And I mean the screens look similar to what we had in Stitch. So let's just wait for it to finish what it is doing. Okay, I think it is done, and I'm just going to close this. And here it has in the end given us steps to run this in our own browser just to test this, whatever it has created. So it says navigate to the ToyQuest folder. So for this you'll have to go to the terminal, and if I do ls, I see the ToyQuest folder. So I'm just going to do cd ToyQuest. So now I'm in the ToyQuest folder, and it says run npm run dev. So I'm just going to copy this command and paste it here and click enter. So now it has started running, and it is the same thing it mentions here, open this in your browser, and also this command gave the same thing. So I'm just going to click on or hover above this and click on follow link. So now this is opened. So this is what the AI created on its own. So it took the design from Stitch and it created the code, and this is the output. So I mean I quite like what this is. I'm going to compare it with the original Stitch screen now. So the top is blue and there's the 3D shadow effect that we saw in the design. This one was a little tilted, the image, so this is really good, and the colors also match. Although I told 4 cards here just to show 4 toys, I think it has created only 3. And this is another thing. And so okay, so I click shop, nothing happens. Ages, nothing happens. Our story, nothing happens. Let's click contact. So when I click contact, it does go to the contact page, which is the second page. And again, I mean this looks good, and actually I'm quite impressed with this. Let's go back to Stitch projects just to see how close this is. So ToyQuest sign in, this is quite similar to what got created. This one is a little different. I wanted 4 screens, so I will ask that to the AI now. And again, this is there, and ToyQuest, this is also there. So this is the contact page. Let's see how close this is. Okay, so the form on the left, then there is the location on the right, there's a emergency playline HQ office. So let's go to the site. Yeah, I mean it's all 3 are there. The color is a bit different, but that's okay. I like this color actually. Going back, it has these quick scans, yes, and then the bottom footer. So all these are there. So I mean this is pretty close to what the design created. And I mean, obviously now there's more work required, and this is not a working website, but just what you can do with the design tool of Google and the AI editor. You have a running code, and this would take like a web designer, like a beginner web designer, maybe a week. This is really good, I think. So now, just as the next step, let me first ask that why did it create 3 of these instead of 4? So let's see how that goes. The output is very good, although I wanted 4 toy display screens and I can only see 3 of the screens. Why is that, and can that be corrected? So right now I didn't do anything again. I just gave it the prompt. It is doing something and it is trying some, I think it is verifying on its own. I'm not doing anything. Like I'm literally not touching anything. It's doing, it opened the browser on its own. It's testing on its own. Okay, I think it has finished working, and it says it has modified a file called page.tsx where this new code went. Okay, so yeah, it has corrected. You know, you can just refresh this, and now it has 4 of these. So this is really good too. Like you can just tell it something is missing and it will improve that on its own. Okay, now let me just try to attach a database to it. Like I was mentioning that these toys will keep adding toys to your store, then these have to get updated. Right now I think this is fixed, like these images won't change. But let me just try to go one step ahead and see how, if it can connect to a database, and we can keep these images and the information about these toys in a database, and these cards get updated from the database. So I'm just going to say this looks really good. I assume that the toys images and information is currently hard coded. I want to keep those details in a database because I want a professional website. Can this be done? Which database do you recommend, and what will be the schema of the database? Schema is just, and what will be the schema of the database? So schema is basically figuring out how many tables you want to create. Like if you have different kinds of toys, do you want to keep them all in one table, or you want to create separate tables, and what information you want to create in each, like contain in each table. Like for a toy, what do you want to keep? Like the name of the toy, the artist that created it, the price of the toy. So stuff like that is called schema within a database. So I'm just going to paste that. Okay, so it says for the Next.js project, I highly recommend using Prisma as your database with SQLite for local development or PostgreSQL for a professional production environment. Now I'm going to say that I'm not really a web designer, so I don't understand all of this. I just want something free because I have a new business, and something that you can set up, and I don't need to set up much. So let's see what it replies. This makes total sense since you are starting out and want to keep things simple and free. So let me just reject this because I want to ask one more question for it from it. I don't want the database to be on my computer because I close my computer when I don't use it, and that will make the site go down. I can use a free tier professionally hosted database. Which one do you recommend is the easiest? Which one do you recommend to be the easiest to sign up and use? Also, which one has a MCP server so that you can connect to it, so that anti-gravity can connect to it. Okay, so it has given me an answer. It says keeping your database in the cloud means your data is always safe and available even when your computer is off. For a professional next.js website, I highly recommend Supabase. Why? Because it has a generous free tier. It's completely free for for small projects and new businesses. Okay, that's good. Easiest to sign up. Okay, MCP friendly. There are several Postgres MCP servers available that I can use to connect directly to your Supabase database. Okay, all in one. Because besides the database, it gives you free space to store toy images and even handle user logins later if you want. So that's good because I want to save some images. Important note on hosting: you mentioned that you close your computer when not in use. Even if the database is online, the website itself needs a place to live so people can visit it. For this, I recommend Vercel. Okay, so what it says now is that since all this code is currently on my laptop, so storing the code itself should be on a cloud platform. So he says for both you need a cloud provider. One is for images and the database. The second is for my code itself, and for that it says it recommends Vercel. So today I'm only going to try the database part. I'm not going to try the hosting part because that can be done later. Like if you want to go professional with it, I don't plan to go professional. I'm just trying this out. But the database is something which I want to experiment and figure out if this can be done. So it says Supabase. So I'm going to tell it I'm just going to sign up with Supabase and come back in a while. So it has given me this. So let's sign up with Supabase and then try these steps out. And I'm going to open the Supabase website. So I'm just going to start this. I'm just going to sign in. Okay, so it says signed up successfully. Go to your email to confirm. This type is personal and plan is free. Yeah. So it is saying a database password. I'm just going to try and so I'm just going to give the same password I used to sign up. Region is Asia Pacific. Okay, create project. Okay, so I logged in and this is the page. No, I'm not going to touch anything here. I'm going to go back to anti-gravity and let's see how we can progress from here. Before this, I'm just going to go to the settings again and open anti-gravity user settings, and in customizations where we earlier went to attach the MCP server, I'm just going to see if there's a Supabase MCP server. Okay, so there is a Supabase MCP server. So connect your Supabase projects to AI assistants. Okay, I'm just going to add this. Okay, it says error calling initialize, sending initialize unauthorized, and here you can see a authenticate option. So I'm going to click this, and it says sign in. So I'm going to sign in. Okay, so now it says authorize API access for anti-gravity client, and that client anti-gravity is requesting an API access, read, write. For now I'm just going to authorize this. So it says paste this code in your application to complete authentication. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go back to anti-gravity, and here it says paste auth code. So I'm going to paste it and submit this. Okay, now it is connected because you can see the green dot next to it. So the connection is done, so I'm going to close this. Okay, so I'm just going to say I have signed up with Supabase, and I have connected the Supabase MCP server with anti-gravity. Okay, I don't know what is the meaning of this command, but I'm just going to let it run it. So here it has opened some file. It is asking me to accept this. I think this is some keys which it uses to like anti-gravity will use to interact with Supabase. So I'm just going to accept this. This should not be shown to the public. I will delete my Supabase account after this demo, but we should not share this with anybody. So this file also, I'm just going to accept all the changes. Again, a new file opened. I'm just going to accept this. So some error came. Now it will, I think, try to solve this error on its own. So let's wait for it. So you can also see in the agent what it is trying to do. So it captured the screenshot and it saw that there was an error on that. Then it found a file where that seems to be the error. So now it has done something. And again, I'm not doing anything. It's currently the AI is doing everything on its own. Okay, so it says waiting for user input. Okay, I think it did something. I mean, I'm just going to accept all right now. Okay, it has finished doing its job, but let's read what it has said. So it says, I have successfully migrated your website's toy data to a professional hosted database on Supabase. Your website is now truly professional instead of being stuck in code. Okay, so it's on the cloud. Supabase backend. I created a toys table in your new Supabase project. So let's go to Supabase and try to find where this is. Okay, so I'm just going to refresh my Supabase GUI. Okay, so it says last migration is create toys table. So I'm just going to try and find where this is. Let's go to database and tables. I think, yeah, so toys table is here. Okay, so let's see what data is, what columns are there. So in the toys table, it has an ID, which is a unique ID for every toy. There's a title, category, description, image. Okay, button text, button color. Okay, now how do I see the data, like the actual data in this? I think let's go to the SQL editor. Let's just see, select star from toys. And I'm going to click run on the right side. Okay, so it did give back information. So this is the ID, this is the title, it's an action figure racing sets, and exactly what was there in. So this is an action figure racing set, craft kits, brain teasers. So action figure racing sets, craft kits, brain teasers, category, description, okay. Image URL, so this is what I wanted. Because I want to update the image and see if that change happens. Now I don't know where this image is kept. So let me just copy this and ask. Let's go to Chat GPT and ask. I have a table in Supabase with the image URL as, where is this image located? So it says that URL is hosted on Google Image CDN, specifically under this domain. If you are using it in Supabase, this means you are not actually storing the image in Supabase storage, you are just referencing an external image. Recommendation: if this is for production, if you want reliability, download the image, upload it to Supabase storage. Okay, so I'm just going to paste that link here. Okay, and this is the image. Now this is not in the database, so let me go back to anti-gravity and let me say I want to add a new row in the database. Give me the full SQL command, and currently the image is not stored in database. I want to store the images from now on in Supabase itself instead of So it says this is the perfect way to make your site truly self-contained and professional. By using Supabase storage, you won't have to rely on external links, and that's what I want. I will handle the setup for you right now using the database connection I have. Okay. So it says setting up Supabase storage. First I'll create a bucket or a folder in your Supabase account called toys. Okay. And make it public so that the website can show the images. I'll do this via professional SQL command. The SQL command to add a new row. Okay, I might use this just to add my own rows. So now it has started creating a storage bucket. Okay, so I'll just let it finish. Okay, so it says I have set up a Supabase storage bucket for you. You can now store your images directly in your account. So let's first find this bucket. Okay, so I think it would be under storage. So let's go to storage, and here is buckets, and here is toys. Okay, I don't see the images. Let's go back to anti-gravity and see. So it says I have set up the Supabase storage bucket for you. You can now store your images directly in your account. Upload your first image. I have generated a professional image of wooden blocks for you. Here is how you can upload it to Supabase. Go to your dashboard, open the toys bucket, click upload, and the image I just generated, which is this. Okay, I'm just going to ask how do I download this file. Okay, so this file is located at this location. So actually now it is itself copying the image to this folder under my Toy Quest project folder. So here it is. Okay, so now I'm going to try and upload this file to Supabase database. So I'm going to go to storage in the bucket, and I'm going to say upload files, and I'm going to select the file. Okay, so it has been uploaded, and now I'm going to go back to SQL editor, and now I'm going to get the command from anti-gravity about inserting a new row in the database. I copied that command. Yeah, it has Supabase storage, so I think this should work. So I'm just going to select this and I'm going to run selected. Okay, now it has added a new row, the wooden blocks, the last row, and it is pointing to this. Great. Now I just want to update this here. So basically now there are 5 rows, but I want the latest 4 to be shown, so that's why I'm trying to give this prompt. I can see the image and the new row in the toys table. I want to update the code for the home page to always show the last 4 row toy cards in the home page. So let's see where this okay, so something is happening here. Yeah, so now it works. So I have been able to also connect my website to a backend database, so that also is working now. So like overall, what I think of this as a non-web designer, like I was in software, but I was like in DevOps and automation, not in web designing. So I've never done web design. So for me to get to this point on my own, like I would rate this at least a 7 or even a 8 in experience. Like this is I mean, this was just an experiment and I'm quite happy with the results that have been achieved. And so yeah, this was both an experiment for me and a demo for people that want to understand what Stitch and anti-gravity can do in website design. So yeah, that's it for this demo.